Hey guys, this is Vish and you're watching Crazy Tech. Today I have the review of the Micromax A75 Superphone Lite. This is not the unboxing guys, because I opened the device for further testing and the device came out to be a pretty nice workout Micromax, and this carries really nice specifications on it. 650 MHz of processor on board, has Android 2.3 Gingerbread stock, and has a 3 megapixel of manual focus camera, not an autofocus camera, but I don't regret it because the device is fairly cheap and pretty well built as yet. So let's just open the box and see what's inside. Here we have the main device, which is a pretty nice size and has a dotted back, as you can probably see. Let's just keep this aside. Going further in the box, we can see here are the earphones for the Micromax A75, and these are in-ear type earphones which are pretty well and suit the device pretty well. Here we have the USB charger, the standard Micromax USB charger, which we get in almost every device. This is the same for every device. Here we have the battery. This is the 1300 mAh battery and a simple USB cable. Further in we have the documentation, the guide for using the device, and the warranty card. Let me just quickly keep the things in the box. So here's the device. Let me install the battery for you. Let's power on the device. Here's the lock screen guys. Micromax has changed the interface for the lock screen, as you can probably see over here. The screen is quite large for a device of this cost and fairly nice. The device quietly resembles the Nexus S, the Google Nexus S, which is a pretty nice phone. At the back you can see here's the 3 megapixel camera with an LED flash. Here's the loudspeaker, and here's the 3.5 mm headphone jack. Here we have the power and lock unlock key. Here's the volume rockers and no dedicated camera shutter button. Here are all the capacitive touch buttons and the screen capacitor as well. Let's unlock the device. Here's the interface of the device, which is pretty nice, and we can use the pinch gesture to reveal all our home screens, and here's the icons. They take a little time to load, but it is pretty well actually. No lag. Coming to the notification bar, this is pretty nice. You can see all the notifications are present here, and if we slide this to the left, as you can see, we have all the standard type of launches which we need for emergency and quick usage. So this is pretty well. If you want to power off the device, you can pretty easily do that by clicking just this button, tapping on it actually. You can reboot the device over here only and do much more with that. This device features a nice screen, as you can see. This is a good screen, but the viewing angles are not too good actually, as you can probably see. Let me play some music on it so you'll get to know about the audio quality. Speakers are pretty loud, and the device is pretty well on the media side, but coming to the gaming on the device, the low processor makes the gaming a little laggy and not up to the mark, because it can't play the games, the HD games like Real Racing and all. Let me show you a demo of Raging Thunder. Raging Thunder is not much of a high-end game, and that's why it plays very well on this device. And games like Where's My Water and Angry Birds play very wonderfully on this device. The screen is very fingerprint friendly. So let's get out of Raging Thunder now. I'll show you Go Launcher EX, which works pretty nicely on this device, and without any lags it plays very nicely. Let me show you the interface. Go Launcher EX is working very nice over here, and yeah, this device does support live wallpapers. Let me show you one. Alright. Let me show you the water wallpaper. The animations are pretty smooth and without any lag. The device comes with some pre-installed applications like some themes, which are very good and uncommon in Samsung phones, because Samsung does not install any custom themes in the devices. The device also comes with iBibo Teen Patti and Savan app and many more, like Times of India app, the WhatsApp and the Twitter app, the video playing app, and many more, and AccuWeather also. So this device features all of it very easily and very nicely. The software update portion has been removed from the settings because the device is not going to be updated with the ICS. So it's not a problem actually guys, because you can use the ICS themes if you want, and the look is pretty well over there. Let me show you the about phone. Here you can see the Android version is 2.3.4 and there is no software update tab for the device. The menu has been quietly and very nicely designed into nice tabs, and unfortunately you can't get back to the first screen after sliding this pane, which is not as good, but the device all in all is very good. This also supports the voice command features, and hence it does feature the fake Siri app. If you want, you can find it in the Google Play Store. Let me show you the camera app. But the design has changed to some extent. As you can see, there are many different allocations over here. Here you can switch from your camera mode to the video mode very easily. Here's the shutter button, which is very nice. I don't have many HD videos over here, but I'll make a separate video for that, and the benchmark video also. So stay tuned with Crazy Tech, and this is Vish signing out. Bye bye.